Bit of a different video for you guys today. I've been sent this, which is the Ameta, what's it called? It's the Ameta S20 Lite, and it costs £100. Can it actually be any good? That's the question I'm going to try and answer today. Okay, so in the pack, what I've got is I've got the Ameta itself. They send you a couple of little batteries. They send you this controller, which is kind of cool looking. And then you get a few spare propellers. You get like a wire for charging the batteries and stuff like that. The drone itself is super, super lightweight. I think it's definitely under 250 grams. I actually don't know how heavy it is. Later on, I'll weigh it on the scales and I'll edit that in here so I can show you exactly how heavy it is, but it feels probably roughly the same as the Neo. I'm going to guess about 130 grams, something like that. I have to add as well, I was actually sent this drone for free by Ameta, which was very, very kind of them. This isn't a sponsored video. I'm not being paid to review it. They just sent me one and said, hey, have a fly around with it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using the Neo as a bit of a kind of baseline comparison. I figured that the Neo's, you know, the cheapest kind of mainstream manufacturer drone that you can buy. It is more expensive than this, but it's kind of, you know, it's the cheaper end of the DJI range. So yeah, overall first thoughts are, feels very light, a bit plasticky, a little bit lightweight. I'm not sure how well it will hold up to crashes. One other thing that I will note is you have to have an SD card in there apparently to record video properly. I've put my SD card in here, which you can kind of see here. But there's a weird thing where you kind of click it in as you normally would. Let me just try and show you. You click it in, but then that's clicked in, but you can still just kind of pull it out. It's kind of loose, which doesn't seem like a great idea on something that's going to be flying around in the air. But I don't even know if it's connected properly, to be honest, but we'll see. Who knows? Okay, so one other thing to note is that the controller here actually needs AAA batteries to work, so you can't charge up the controller or anything like that. You have to put batteries in whenever they run out. You get this nifty little bag of propellers and a little screwdriver. One thing I really liked, by the way, was this case. I think that's quite nifty. You get that? That's quite cool to have a case, really, as part of, to just carry it around. One thing I'm not sure about really is what exactly this drone is aimed at. I don't know what, or rather I should say who it's aimed at. Is this a, you know, for somebody, I guess, because they've got this kind of screw thing on there, and usually you only have these screw things on a battery compartment when you want to flies. This is just not working at all. That's hilarious. I've just realised this screwdriver is just, the handle is twisting, but the actual screwdriver isn't. This screw is definitely twisting, but it ain't loosening. Oh, that is just so annoying. Okay, well, that's that. I guess I'm going to have to just take this home. This video is either going to be very, very short, and this is my review, which is don't buy it because I can't get the battery compartment off the bloody controller. Or if I do manage to get the battery compartment off, then maybe I'll come back another day to try and fly this thing. I was going to say you get what you pay for, but in this case you don't even get what you pay for. Okay, it's now the next day. I had to go home and find a screwdriver that would actually open the back of that compartment. Luckily I did, and I managed to get the batteries in. So we're out here again and we're going to try actually flying the Ameta this time. Let's see how well it goes. So the battery theoretically just slides in that way, I'm guessing. Sits in there quite snugly, which is nice. Apparently you have to connect your phone to the controller, and you do that by flipping down the what's it, the official term is what's it, and then flipping that bit up. It's a Bluetooth, or like it uses Bluetooth or something to connect. Oh my god, that's so loud. Okay. Both have gone solid blue. I assume that means they're connected, right? Connection, okay, S20 Lite. That's Wi-Fi. Is that it? Okay. Apparently it's connected. That seemed surprisingly straightforward. Okay, yeah, I can see the camera on the... I can see the camera on my phone. I guess let's try and take this thing off. Take off. The drone will lift off and ascend automatically to a height of 1.2 meters above the ground. Please fly in open, unobstructed areas away from crowds. I'm definitely doing that. Oh, here we go. Oh! Hey, that's so quiet. Oh my... Whoa. Okay. That is incredibly quiet. Compared to the Neo. That is so quiet. Oh shit. Still alive. All right, let's try that again. Okay, maybe, does it need resetting or something? It's blinking at me. Off. It's so loud, the starting sound. Okay, connected. Bit of weirdness with the connection, but it seems okay. Let's try taking this bad boy off again. Sugar. Ah! Okay, so, all right, first thing that I'm feeling, oh wow, that's actually really quick. I wonder what the video quality is going to be like. I don't even know, oh hang on, you know what, I don't think I'm even recording. That is so awkward. I am now recording. I don't even know if it's going to be recording on my SD card or not. I have no idea if this is recording anything. But we will see later, I guess. But it flies quite well. It's quite fun. Oh, so, okay, so because it's connecting via Wi-Fi, you've got quite a limited range, I think. I love how quiet this thing is, though. Okay, that's cool. Are there any modes on here, I wonder? Is there like a sports mode or anything like that? Can't see anything. It's still got quite a lot of battery left, which is cool. I wonder how far do you reckon it goes? This hasn't obviously got any return to home functionality or anything like that. So, see, now it's just flying away on its own. I'm not steering, not doing anything. It's just flying away. Don't know if you can see that on there. Stop now. I wasn't pressing anything. Should I do a bit of a... Ants. Should I do a bit of a range test? How far do you reckon it can go? I really don't like the fact that it tilts down so much when you go forward, because it means that you lose sight of the horizon. I can't actually see where I'm going. I think I've hit the maximum altitude. I don't think I can go any higher than I am. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get toward the end of this field. I think I've lost connection. Okay, yeah, the Wi-Fi is out. So that's the range. I don't know. It doesn't even tell me how far that actually is. But it's safe to say range isn't great. It's reconnected. Let's bring it back over. Oh, the ants. I think I sat in an ant's nest. Range not great. Range not great, to be honest. But look at that. I love how quiet it is. It's so unobnoxious. And if you watch my channel, you'll know I actually care quite a lot about being obnoxious. I don't want to be obnoxious. I want to be quite sort of discreet with my drone flying. So if you want discreet, you're not going to get much better than that. Doing that thing again where it's just kind of flying on its own again. Don't know what it's doing. Bit weird. It looks pretty steady in the air. Be interested to see what the footage comes out like. I don't actually know how fast it is because I can't seem to... Ant. I'm going to land it for a second, just see if I can figure a few bits out. How do I land it? That's the question. Can I just land it in a field? There you go. Flying that was probably about the same as flying the Neo with just your mobile phone. You can fly the Neo with just your phone, not connect it to it without connecting it to a controller. And it gives you about the same range as that, I feel. About the same. It's probably, I mean, it would be because it goes off of Wi-Fi, I guess. So it's not far. It's basically toward the end of that field over there and back. I don't know what that is. It didn't tell me how many feet it was, but I'm guessing 100 foot. Is that 100 foot? I don't know. You tell me. No idea. I'm terrible at feet. I'm just interested to know if there's like is there a sports mode or something in this thing? Ah, max altitude. Okay, beginner mode is on apparently. What? I've turned beginner mode off. Oh, let's put max altitude right up. Okay, so I can do 50 meters on the altitude. For some reason it's recording at 2K 30. Is that the best it can do? It can do 4K photos. Maybe it can only do 2K video? which isn't great. I think the app has now crashed. That's just crashed, hasn't it? Okay, I'm not in beginner mode anymore and I can fly higher. Let's try it, see what happens. All right. Let's try taking off again. This is without, this is with beginner mode off. What does that mean? Feels exactly the same. Feels exactly the same. Okay, let's try taking some photos. I wonder what they look like. I think I've got to stop filming to take photos. I'm just interested to see how good the photos look. I think it just took a photo. It's quite low light here, so we'll see what these photos come out like. A sunshine shot. Let's get one over here, a bit more light. All right. The use case for this drone really is going to be if you just want to take something with you on holiday or whatever, and you want to get maybe a few aerial shots of some stuff. You kind of just want it to be a camera that you can fly around and get some cool shots with. I think it's probably a bit for that. I also think it's probably quite a good thing as like an entry-level drone for like for a kid or something. Whoa, no, not that way. Whoa, look out for the trees, bro. Whoa, whoa. Oh my God. It just went straight into those trees and I didn't really steer it. It just kind of just did it on its own. Whoa, not into the bushes. Into the bushes. It seems to take a crash quite well though. Oh. Propellers are looking all right. I think I've kind of done everything it can do. I think it's quite simple. There's really not that much to it. I can't see any options for different flight modes or anything like that. Yet, despite how sort of simple it is, I find myself wanting to fly it again. Battery life's been pretty good as well. It's only on about, by the looks of it, it doesn't tell you very accurately, but it's about 50% empty at the moment, which seems good. I've been flying for what, probably 10 minutes or so? I reckon a battery would probably get you about 15 minutes on this. Okay, it's disconnected again. This is weird. I don't know what you do when you crash. The whole connection system's a bit wobbly, to be honest. There we go. Quite fun just zipping it around. Oh, whoa! That might actually have wrecked it. Oh, let me have a look. I think I broke some props there. Oh, did I? No, I didn't. God, that's all right. It's a tough little thing. Look at that. That crashed straight into the floor. I'm literally covered in ants. I'm an ant-man. That just crashed straight into the floor at top speed, propellers first, and the propellers didn't break. So that's a pretty good crash test as far as I'm concerned. I don't mind it. It's not a bad little drone. I think for me, the plus side is obviously the cost. It's incredibly cheap. It's very, very lightweight. You could carry it around with you very easily. It's quite fun to fly. It's incredibly quiet, which I think is a massive plus side. The battery life is actually really good. Seems to last quite a long time on a single battery. Certainly enough for you to go out, get some filming done, get a few photos done, that kind of thing. I think that's probably it for the plus sides. For the downsides, the app doesn't seem very good. It crashed on me twice while using it just then. It's not the end of the world, you just have to kind of restart it, but it's just a bit annoying. The drone itself seems to have some weird behavior where it just suddenly just flies off on its own for no reason. Today is incredibly still. There's not a breath of wind, not a breath of wind. And it was still just kind of doing its own thing for some reason. I don't know why. In fact, I almost crashed it into a tree because of that. So that's not great. Camera quality isn't great. We'll have a look at how the photos look. I think they're 4K, so we'll see what they look like. I don't like the fact that when you start flying the drone, it tilts down and it doesn't seem like there's any way to change the gimbal. So when you're going forward, you're looking at the ground, so you can't see what's in front of you on the screen, which isn't great. It makes it quite difficult to fly. But if you're flying with just eyes on it, it kind of works, I guess. I think that's it for the downsides, really. Overall, though, for £100, would I recommend it? I don't know. It's a tricky one. I think it depends on what you want it for. Like I said, if you're going away on holiday, you want something that's almost a bit disposable, that you really don't care if it gets confiscated by authorities, like in the airport, or you crash it or something like that, and you break it, or you lose it somewhere. Like, I know it's 100 quid, it's still a lot of money, but ultimately you're not going to be as fussed as you would be with a £400 or £500 drone, right? So I think if you want something that's you're not so worried about losing, that you want to take on holiday with you, maybe you want to get a few photos, you want to do some video, maybe you just want to have a bit of fun flying it around, I think it could be quite good for that. Would I get it over the Neo? To be honest, no. I think you can pick up a Neo for about £130. I might be wrong. I'll fact check that and put the actual price of a Neo below. But if I was deciding, I would probably spend a little bit of extra money on a DJI Neo, just because all of the issues that you have with the Ameta are not issues on the Neo. And also the thing for me that I really like about the Neo is it opens you up to a lot of new opportunities in the drone world. For instance, you can buy, as I've done, you can buy the goggles and the motion controller or the FPV3 remote, and you can start flying in FPV and get into the FPV world of drones as well, which is really exciting. Obviously, none of that is possible with the Ameta. But overall, I would say not bad, not bad. Kind of what I expected for a £100 drone. Hope that answered your questions. Another massive thanks to Ameta for sending me this drone to try out. I really appreciated that. I'm only a small YouTuber, and the fact that they wanted me to have a look was really flattering, to be honest. So thank you so much for sending it. Anyway, I think that's enough of that waffle. I hope whatever you're doing this week, you have a wonderful week. And I will see you, as they say, on the flippity flip side. Bye.